Hi there, Suzanne Mathis McQueen here, and I just wanted to do a quick video on the times when your hormonal rhythm during the second week, particularly week 2, which I call winter, when that time you're supposed to be basically feeling really good because your hormones are really supporting you to be taking action, be feeling good, just really moving toward ovulation. You know, this is the time when you are becoming scientifically more beautiful because your primal body is trying to attract a mate. You're making all kinds of things happen. So why is it at times that during this time, especially as you get closer to ovulation, all of a sudden you're actually feeling worse instead of better? So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because this is a real thing. And lots of times when I talk with women, they'll say that they just really feel terrible at this time. Either they might either be feeling a little headachy, and that could be just the high dose of estrogen that's really going through your body. But the other part I find is usually that it usually has more to do with the fact that your body clock is supporting you to be successful in every way. And maybe that's not what's happening in your life. I mean, maybe your projects aren't quite coming together yet. Maybe you're a little lost in your direction. Maybe your love life isn't all that great, whether you have a partner or you'd like to have a partner, so this pressure of your body really supporting you to go, and just, really be alive can be a time when you're really feeling, it's sort of like going against the stream a bit. Here's the energies really pushing you one way, but you're really, things in your life are going this way. And so it's a collision in a way of emotions, and in some ways just makes you feel worse. So now keep in mind too that, in this 4 seasons and 4 weeks work, that I teach, this is really a method, and it's very precise. We have this, when we break down the approximate 28 days into 4 weeks, we have a resting phase, a building phase, an expressing phase, and a deconstructing phase, and then back to rest. And when you really look at this as a cycle, which it is, you're living today and you're also preparing for tomorrow. One of the things that I like to have everyone look at is the opposite week. So in other words, this week 2 that I'm talking about, that's the building phase where the estrogen's just really rising, your uterine lining is building, your eggs are maturing, and this exciting time. Well, the opposite of the cycle would be week 4, which is what I call the firewalk. I get rid of the idea of PMS, unless you're really suffering, but that week 4 is a time where things aren't working out and you can feel really intense about things. Everything is deconstructing because the uterine lining has to come down. And so week 2, the building phase and the deconstructing phase are opposites. And sometimes in the phase that you're in, you will actually experience the other week's feelings. So during this week 2, you might, as you get closer to ovulation, you might actually start feeling symptoms of what may really feel more like week 4. And then there could be times when you're in week 4, when you're getting towards the end of week 4, when you've gone through this firewalk time, but maybe you've been working this out pretty well. As you've gone through tracking over and over every month, you start to get pretty good at going through that deconstructing phase, that firewalk, and you start gathering your tools together and you start finding some peace. And sometimes that can be a little bit energizing. So it can be very empowering. So, I sort of call this the unscientifically, I call this myself, I call it the law of opposites. The opposite weeks actually sort of either complementing each other or being a mirror of each other in sort of opposite ways. So I hope that makes some sense. And go ahead and put comments below if you have some questions for me later. I know that when I do these Facebook Lives, I don't always have people on watching or asking questions, but I just wanted to make this a quick little ditty on on this topic because I think it's an important one. So also be sure, if you're not in our Facebook group, it's for the women. This is a free cycle tracking sisterhood, I call it. And what it is it's not really a course or anything like that. It's just a gathering place. If you've read 4 Seasons in 4 weeks, then you need to come into that group. If you haven't read 4 Seasons in 4 weeks, then I invite you to come on in and sort of, start trying to figure out what's going on a little bit and see if this intrigues you a little bit. And then maybe you'd like to join in with us and help to really understand how to navigate this amazing system within you, this amazing body clock inside of you that's really supporting you to be successful in every way. And when you learn how to go through these 4 phases and learn to identify them, everything changes for the better. So thank you so much. And I don't see any questions on here, so I'm going to go ahead and just say thank you and talk again soon.